Brighton, New Zealand. Sam Schaffer from Newport, Harry Owen, Harry Brew from Burley Heads Mowbray Park, Cotton Pickering, Alexander Headland, Phoenix Preston, Goodgeon, Headland, Rowley Rasmussen, North Burley, Ryan Muggeridge, Jugan, Jake Mail, North Burley, Ryan Rickman, Maroochydore, Cooper Finlay, B&B Northcliffe, Mars Andrews, Burley at Mowbray Park, Kingston Lowe, B&B Northcliffe, Alexander Walker, Melanie Creek, bunny hopping going on as I go through the shallows there into that white water. Nice little break. With Alex Stewart and Ken West against the Alexander Headlands coming through. Third, fourth,
Better cool on your faction. Ready for the curtain call. Lights, camera, action.
Hello and welcome back to Coral Beach here on the Gold Coast in Australia for day 2 of the Interclub Lifesaving World Championships. We've been battling through the heats, the quarters and the semi-finals this morning, and now we are back to crown new world champions in our finals package here at Coral Beach. My name is Sam Jordan, sitting alongside Courtney Hancock. Courtney, you've been in this position so many times as an athlete. This is going to be really exciting racing.
We're now on the countdown to that finals, and all the athletes are going for that World Championships title. Gives them a little bit of buzz and certainly gets you a little bit of the butterflies, but we've seen them all this morning. They're all looking ready and very fast, I must add, this morning. They're not going in fresh this afternoon, been back-to-back racing, but Kara's really put it on this afternoon, so I just can't wait.
This is a fluid situation this afternoon. Of course, yesterday's ocean events had to be postponed because of the conditions, and we've been trying to catch that up so far today. So that is why our finals package is starting a little bit later than what we had planned. But now we are into the thick of things, and it's going to begin in just a few moments' time with the youth women's surf race. So we had heats and semi-finals of this event first up this morning, and now already caught, we are on the start line and we're about to crown a new world champion.
I can't believe that. This is going to be our world champion for the youth surf race. And looking at the semi-finals this morning and watching on, there is a phenomenal lineup on this start list. So looking at the start list, Olivia Dotty from Trigg Island, she's been very, very good. Bianca Raywood, her body surfing was absolutely exceptional. As we just look on the screen right now, I'll run through those. Zara Green from Terrigal, Mahadi from BMD Northcliffe, George from Coodrin Headlands, Eve from Tugan Surf Lifesaving Club, and then we have our Canadian athlete there, Abigail Sutherland from Cooks Hill, Lani Waller, she's very good not only in the swim, in the board paddling as well, Gemma Holt from Morty Alec, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, that's right. So they are our top 10 over the page. We have Flowers from Trigg Island, O'Prey from Maroochydore, Clues from Newport, Bond from Alexandra Headland, Wood from Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park, Newton from BMD Northcliffe, Pilkington from Alexandra Headland, Carter from Tugan, Gibson from Alexandra Headland, Reeves from Swansea Belmont. Caitlin Reeves winning one of those semi-finals this morning, so she is no doubt going to be looking to try and emulate that result in this final, as well as the rest of the field that we do have lining up in this event this afternoon. But we are about to get ready for a start here. That field is getting its final instructions from the officials down on the beach at the moment, and it's a very different looking beach to what we have seen throughout the day too. When we started this morning, that tide was nice and high. Now, Courtney, it's out a long way, and no doubt that's going to mean lots of waiting for all these girls as they make their way into the water.
It certainly is. It's going to be a little bit of a run, swim, run as we look at on screen. The girls are getting ready for that, as you spoke about, a wade, dolphin diving. I'm really looking forward to seeing the skills of the body surfing. We saw a couple of the athletes, Caitlin Reese also being one, that body surfed very, very well right into shore, and that made the difference from taking her from that third position right into first. But with the girls, will just get their final instructions. They look a little bit cold, a few of them crossing their arms there and just getting ready to go. And we'll see Jasmine Raywood. She's on screen there in the middle there, so she'll be one definitely hard to beat. She's got a great draw as well, just on this southern side. So a couple of the girls, we'll definitely see them running from that north to south.
We are sitting up in the booth. We have Christy Munro, who is down on the beach as well, a world Ironman champion. We will be picking her brain for expertise throughout the afternoon. And if we do have Christy now, Christy, you're down there on the beach. The conditions have changed a lot throughout the day. What are we expecting to see the field do off the start in this final?
Yeah, guys, the conditions have changed massively. As you've mentioned, the tide has gone out. We've got a really, really low tide. There's also a gutter that the athletes are going to have to contend to as they run in, and we've still got the sweep. But essentially, the surf is just a really nasty shore break, so nothing too much out on the back break, but just a big shore break that our swimmers are going to have to contend with. So I'm excited to see who's crowned world champion very soon.
Christy, we're not far away from the start now, but this morning we saw a lot of those athletes run to the south a long way to try and allow for the sweep and the wind to push them back on the cans. Are you expecting as much this afternoon? What would you make of the conditions at the start here? We've just lost Christy there, but Courtney, that's the big question that we will wait to answer when this race does get underway, because look, it isn't as windy as it was earlier this morning. Of course, that wind coming from the south, but this stretch of coast always has a lot of water moving. You know it as well as anyone else. What are you making of what we're seeing here?
Yeah, it's going to be very challenging out there for the girls. You can see some of them just putting their goggles on, getting ready to go. Really good, solid start. There is a decent run that is going to be going right into the water. Couple of potholes, we've seen that over the week. The dolphin diving, very, very important, making sure that's nice and strong. And as we look out on screen, they're getting to the bottom of that sand and really pulling themselves along, and then also not coming up too early and getting hit by that whitewash. So our world champion, she's definitely going to have a good solid start, and also really at the end making sure that skills are on point and really making a nice, neat race.
Christy mentioned some of those waves that we are starting to see breaking out the back as well. That is going to be the lottery this afternoon because waves are coming through. It is a long time between sets. It is quite random, but they could have quite a big impact on this as the start line just still is waiting for a start. We might head back down to Christy Munro, who is on the beach. Christy, we're seeing a bit of a delay. What can you tell us at the moment?
Yes, we have had a bit of a delay. It was just setting that second string of 4 cans. So I believe they are in position now.
Christy, what do you think the nerves are like? What are you seeing down there in the emotions and expressions of these finalists?
Mixed emotions, as you'd expect. Some are really focused, set to go. Some are still chatting to their competitor fellow next to them. But these girls are pretty serious campaigners. They'll switch on within a couple of seconds.
Well, that time is now. The first World Championship of our finals package this afternoon, the youth female surf race, is in the starters' hands, waiting for the gun to fire. And just another hold for the field, Courtney. It's yet another little delay. What do you think this does to the nerves?
Oh, it just spikes up a few extra notches, but here they go, Sam. They are ready, and hopefully this is going to be the moment we get this start going.
The first big question to answer of this final, this World Championship here at the Interclub Lifesaving World Championships on the Gold Coast, is just how far our field will run to the south in this surf race. We are only moments away from finding out and beginning the battle to be crowned Youth Female Surf Race Champion. And that battle is now underway. We are racing here at Kurrawa Beach, and only a couple of competitors, Courtney, opting to go around the back and run further to the south. What do you make of that decision?
Oh, really interesting. The competitors, they've been watching this all day long and really keeping an eye has changed. We do see Isabella Tate from Coogin Headland out there in front using her long legs to really get that lead out in front. Jasmine Raywood looks like she's equal second there, as well as we saw Maroochydore not too far up behind, but Isabella Tate out in front looking very strong from the Coogin Headland Club.
A flying start. It was so important in order to carry some speed across that bank. You could see on that shot of the start of the race that water has now dropped out and it is quite shallow, but now comes the time where it's about finding your rhythm through the water and keeping an eye on that back bank as well. We can see some waves starting to break out the back there. Courtney, in this situation, there's a lot of water moving. What are these swimmers thinking?
Yeah, a lot of water movement. They will definitely be not looking at the sand at the moment, because I tell you what, it'd be definitely moving them from that south to north, but at the moment, they really want to focus on that first string can, try and line themselves up. We just see on the north side, we have seen Katie Reese. She is making her move. And we just see Jasmine Raywood. She almost missed that first string can. She kind of was more aiming for the black, but she's made her way. So at the moment, Jasmine Raywood is on the inside there at the moment. Katie Reese, she's come from that northern side to come across. Isabel Tate still hanging there in third.
Clean water at the moment for Raywood from Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park and Reeves from Swansea Belmont. The same cannot be said for the rest of the fielders. They have to duck underneath one of those sets. So we're starting to see those waves break more regularly now throughout the afternoon, and that could have a big influence on this final when the field comes back to the beach as well, rather. So it's Raywood out in front, the field behind. They're 5 or 6 wide, Courtney. That's quite surprising to see at this point of the race. It
is. You just saw that one little wave just come in, and for the girls out in front, Katie and Jasmine, they were really fortunate. They went under. They had that, I guess, first dibs of having no feet in front. The girls behind had to kind of wait a little bit, so push them back a little bit. But when we see them go around that second string, as you said, that line of 5, as we're just about to hit now, is going to be absolutely crazy.
Our leaders turn that first buoy along the back, and we see a big move from Lani Waller from Redhead. She's now swum around the outside and into second place, an Australian representative. She's the current Australian surf race champion in the under-19s as well, so she's trying to make her presence felt. But out in front, it's Raywood. She now has a body-length lead over the rest of the field. That's quite the advantage as a wave starts to stand up and bring some of our swimmers through. Waller goes off the back, so too Raywood. So it's Rees, and it's one of our Alexandra Headland competitors as well.
Wow, that was fantastic. I think that could have been Zoe Woods out in front. She's a phenomenal body surfer. Also, Katie Reese as well. We saw her in that semi-final. Those two girls both definitely have those skills. And Jasmine Raywood just in the middle there, a little bit too late onto that, but it looks like it could be Zoe Woods out in front. And that body surfing, she really had to be very aware of that wave coming through, because as soon as they turned that second string, it was on, and look at the distance they have gapped out now.
Woods, she was shoulder to shoulder in that lead pack, and still she found her way to the front of that wave and milked it for all that she could. But she has Caitlin Rees on her feet as they start to go stroke for stroke through that gutter inshore. There's one more break to negotiate, and Courtney, we had spoken about what this surf might be able to do. It's come to life in the very first final this afternoon.
It really has. Wow, the way that wave, it just made such a difference. We saw Jasmine Raywood leading for most of that swim, just couldn't body surf, but Katie Reese has come down. It looks like also it's Zoe Woods as well, so we might see a waiting sprint finish, and this is really going to come down the final meters. We see Zoe Woods, she is up first. Katie Reese just fixing her goggles there for a moment.
And they've both dolphin dived through that gutter now, so Woods has the advantage. It's Woods from Alexandra Headland who will get up first, and now she starts to extend that lead, charging towards the finishing flag. Can Reese shut that gap down? No, she cannot, and Woods is the new female youth surf race champion of the world.
Wow, it just came down to that moment of who, I guess as a saying isn't in surf life saving, get up first and you'll be first across the line. And she certainly did that. As we see Jasmine Raywood, she looks like she might have had a bit of trouble out there, looking a little bit emotional coming across. It was a massive swim out there for the girls. But look at that. Zoe Woods, Katie Reese, Jasmine Raywood, they are certainly three names we will be hearing a lot over this week.
It was Waller from Redhead in 4. We have one of our competitors from Wanda in 5th as well. We will bring you those full results when we do get those made official by the judges on the finish line. But they were our 4 clear leaders going around the back. They had the first opportunity at that break zone. We didn't expect it to come to life like that, but that was the benefit of it, because they have finished in the top 4 as well.
That wave came around so quickly, didn't it? Zoe Woods, I have to say, that body surfing from her was absolutely outstanding. She was the last one on it. She would have had to hold her breath a little bit longer than the others. And then Katie Reese, we saw in the semi-final, beautiful body surfer. She did those butterfly arms just to make sure she was right on top of it. And it really just came down right to that final run leg at the end.
So that is the youth female surf race. We will bring you that official top 3 when that is made official. You can follow the results on liveheats.com right across the weekend, as well as we have throughout the national championships here at the World Lifesaving Championships too. But what we're seeing right now is the men's youth surf race final. They are on the line in the next arena, and they're not too far away either. Courtney, no doubt they've watched that race. I think they would be pretty on alert for what we did see in that female race, because if we relive some of those moments from it, gee, there was plenty to take into, and it was from right from the starting gun as well.
I think alert is the key word that you just said then, Sam. Being alert the whole time. And as I said before, Zoe Woods, she was alert and aware that, as we just see Jasmine Raywood almost cut that can, but she got around there nice and cleanly. And as we saw about halfway out, we saw that wave come through, and here we're getting closer to the moment as Jasmine Raywood out in front there, exerting her dominance. But as we turn, you just see there you've got Katie Reese, Zoe Woods making her moment, and look at that, Sam.
And didn't Woods do well, because she was also swimming across the face of that wave. You can see her on the right-hand side. Raywood down in front. If anything, she was just too far ahead of that wave. It's a game of inches when it comes to body surfing waves like that. Waller a little bit too far back, Raywood a bit too far out in front. It wasn't just the one wave that Woods and Rees body surfed to the beach. There was 2 of them, but in the end there could only be one winner, and that was Woods from Alexandra Headland. What a performance, and what a race to kick off things here at Kurrawa Beach this afternoon.
Oh, I'm excited. I know you're excited here. We can't sit still in our seats, but what a fantastic race to start off our finals package for this afternoon. Yeah, the boys, I think the one thing, if I was watching that race and about to go now, be out in front, have that strong start, and making sure you're going to be up the front in that front line. You don't want to be behind anyone when you turn that string can, because we just saw that wave come from the back string can.
Well, that was the female surf race. Here is our start list for the men's. In 1, Mags from Newport, Thomas from Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park, Simpson from Alexandra Headland, Falconer from Ocean Beach, Holden from Currumbin, Rasmussen from North Burleigh, Oliphant from Alexandra Headland, Morgan from Great Britain, Skur and Pink Bay Surf Life Saving Club, Calibut from Currumbin, Brennan from Currumbin. Keep an eye out for Riley Brennan. He's been setting the pace through these rounds. So too has Ethan Callahan from Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park. We have Van Achterberg from Scottberg Surf Life Saving Club in South Africa, Ryan from Mermaid Star, Thomas from Maroochydore, Short from Maroochydore, Chaffer from Newport, Jarrett from Maroochydore, Green from Terrigal, Widmer from Metropolitan Caloundra, Howes from North Burleigh Surf Life Saving Club as well. Courtney, as I read out this list so far, you can see that there is so much talent spread right across this race, and everyone will be trying to emulate Zoe Woods from Alexandra Headland. She's the world champion in the youth female surf race, and she's standing by with Christy Munro.
Thank you, Sam. I'm almost as excited as Zoe watching you stand up neck and neck. My heart was in my throat. I can't imagine how you were feeling.
Yeah, well, I didn't see Katie running behind me, but I could hear everyone going, Zoe, there's someone behind you, so I was just sprinting for my life to get there.
Well, you set yourself up beautifully in that race. You made some really smart decisions around the cans. I could hear in the commentary that it was really congested going around both sets of cans. And how did it feel just picking up that wave out the back?
Well, I turned the black and white can, I think, third. And then I felt something behind me, so I kicked and I streamlined and I got down it. But I was worried I was going to end up the wrong side of the cans of the string of 9. So I was like putting my head up, trying to find the waves. And yeah, just prayed for the best, really.
We've talked today about how relaxed you are when you race. Is that a real secret weapon of yours? You don't get too nervous, you don't get too stressed. It seems like you just take it as it comes.
Well, yeah, in the swim I feel relaxed, but through my board races, I was making heaps of mistakes. I fell off my board 4 times in one of the races earlier, so that's definitely not what I feel.
I love that, Zoe. You can be a world champion and yet still fall off your board sometime. That's a great message for our nippers. No one is doing it perfectly, even when you are now a world champion. Is there anyone you want to thank back on the coast?
Definitely my swim coach, Peter, and my surf coach, Jack Hansen, and my mum. She helps me out a lot. Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, congratulations. Soak it up. It probably hasn't sunk in yet, but you are the youth surf race world champion.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Christy, and congratulations, Zoe. That smile is going to be on her face for many days to come because she has won the gold medal here in the youth women's surf race at the 2024 Lifesaving World Championships. That was ahead of Caitlin Rees and Jasmine Raywood rounding out the top 3. Lani Waller from Redhead finished in 4th. Charlotte Baumner from Wanda Surf Life Saving Club in 5th, Eleanor Flowers from Trigg Island, Samantha McGrath from Maroochydore, Olivia Clues from Newport, Isabella Tate from Coogin Headland, and Tara Shotter rounding out our top 10 here today. Courtney, as we see the rest of the field in the results coming in, so tight. There was not much separating our leaders, but right through this final as well, the quality was there.
When I had a look at the names, I thought, this is really going to be super tough, and I just absolutely love that interview with Zoe and Christy then.
Yeah.
Such a sweetheart, and she was okay saying I fell off my board a couple of times, and very, very excited, beautiful girl, and I'm so excited to watch her career. She's a natural athlete, fantastic, and yeah, love the way she's so relaxed, and I think that's definitely part of her secret weapon, why she's always up the front.
Well said. So we love watching that race. Now it's the men's turn. There was a bit of a delay as they adjusted the cans for this course, but now they are set in the starters' hands, and just like that, they are away and racing as well. We haven't seen as many athletes run down the field. It was Noah Thomas from Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park who did opt to run into the centre of the field, but Courtney, similar to the women's, the men have charged straight across the bank, and we certainly can see some charging going on at the moment. BMD Northcliffe on the right-hand side of frame, they were absolutely flying as they need to be.
They certainly do. You need to be out there. We spoke about having a really strong start. We've seen Noah Maggs on that northern side off to a very good start. Obviously, we've got Ethan Callahan out there as well. And then also look out for Riley Brennan. Now, he's been in peak performance all week and very, very strong. We'll see where he can make up a few metres. We can't see him out there in front at the moment, but I'm sure after that run, he'll get into his stride and get into his stroke and go from there.
It is class from top to bottom in this field, but that is the risk in these conditions today, that you want to make sure that you turn in front and get the first opportunity at these waves. And that is what we are seeing from Braden Woodford from Bulli Surf Life Saving Club at the moment. He has now swam up to the lead. He was on the Australian team. He won that surf race as well, and he's doing everything he can to do the same here.
Yeah, he's also been in such fine form at the moment. He's got that really great loping long stroke out there, and it really his stroke, I believe, is really suiting the swell at the moment. It's not super flat, it's a little bit bumpy, and you can see he just beautifully goes under that wave and streamside. He just actually made 1 metre or 2 metres on the competitors behind him, which I think that could potentially is no goggles, Riley Brennan hunting him down.
Right there on his feet. So as expected, the Australian representatives forced their way to the front of this field as they turn that black and white string of 4, and look at some of the physicality around that can as well. No inches are being given.
That looks not like the place you want to be when you have a look at Braden Woodford out in front, and this is where he'll get a lot of meters. This is the moment right now where we saw that wave come up. We've seen the men, and you see Riley Brennan just going off to the side there because he knows from that wave before what he's seen and what the damage can be done. We move back to 3rd place. We see Ethan Callahan, Noah Maggs, they're sitting in 4th, so they will be on the hunt.
Woodford starts to look under his shoulder. There was no wave coming at that point of the race, but what will these little waves start to do as they crumble on the bank out the back? Our leaders now making their way into the green and gold can on the string of 9. We haven't seen too many waves break here today, so now it's all about charging back to the beach.
You see a lot of the athletes, as soon as they come around that 2nd string can, they really go aggressively back to the south, and the reason is because they have to go around that 2nd string line on the way in. If they don't do that, they're obviously going to get a disqualification. So you see all the men going around there at the moment. And let's remind ourselves they are going for a World Championships right now.
Brennan's now making his move. He has hit the front of the race. He pulled wide of Woodford, and he's starting to chase this little Shorey. Will he get down it? No, he cannot climb down the front of this wave, but there is one more starting to stand up. Brennan jumps to his feet, but there's not much there in the way of assistance. Woodford is on the wave now as well, so Woodford from Bulli on the left of screen, but Brennan isn't waiting for the wave. He's putting the foot down.
This was smart, very smart what he's done right now. Riley got up and he got moving. He thought, I'm not going to waste any time going. So we just see Woodford. Woodford's gone straight past Brennan. So he'll have to go for that silver medal. And here we go, Woodford coming in for the gold.
Braden Woodford, the world champion here at the Interclub Championships at Kurrawa Beach on the Gold Coast. He just managed to milk that wave that little bit longer than what Riley Brennan did. And that stumble just going through the gutter and waiting set up a drag race showdown. That was a very tight finish. It did look like that could have been Maggs who came across the 3rd as we focus on the leaders battle, but we will get those results in just a moment. There is no doubting our winner though, Braden Woodford. He held his nerve to stay on that wave too. Courtney, 2 very different approaches to coming across that finish line there. That was a real battle.
I think looking at it, both of them did the correct thing. Riley Brennan he missed that first wave and had that little lead. He needed to get up and going. He didn't want to be in that sprint finish, so he did the right thing there. Gassed his legs a little bit. When you see Braden, he got out, he saved his little legs, and then he did that body surfing come in. So for both of them, I think they definitely both made the right decision. And coming in for the bronze medal was actually Henry Simpson from Alexandra Headlands. Ethan Callahan having to settle for the 4th.
That was another classic battle between 2 athletes at the front here, just like we saw in the female youth race. It was Woodford and Brennan going blow for blow right along the back of the course. It was when they got out to that 2nd bank corner that they made their move. Woodford doing the early heavy lifting, Brennan content to sit right on his feet.
Yeah, they almost shared the race, didn't they? Almost cut it in half and went half for half. And Riley just so strong at the end there. He just really, that 6-beat kick came about and he just really, you could see, really wanted it at the end. He was very unlucky to just miss this one right now. That was the moment that he would have so close. He would have taken that World Championships, and he got up and went going here. He did do the correct thing to give him the best opportunity to get that gold medal.
It looked as though for a moment that he might have had it sewn up. Woodford also had a stumble too, and you can see Simpson in the background waiting, but Woodford just managed to have the gas to get across the line. A little clap as he came across that line. He grabs his head. He couldn't believe it, but he certainly deserved it because that was a very dominant swim from Braden Woodford from Bulleye Surf Lifesaving Club, the new Interclub's youth men's surf race world champion.
Oh, that was a fantastic swim. He's had a big week already representing Australia. Congratulations, Braden. You are the world champion. It's got a nice little ring to it, and he deserved it. He got out there in front. He absolutely went for it, and we'll hear from him in a little moment. We'll get Christy to have that chat and just see how excited he is. As you said, Sam, he had that little clap towards the end there of the race there, so we know he's super pumped, super excited, and why wouldn't you be when you are world champion? So we're going to now throw down to Christy with our world champion.
Thanks, Courtney. Yes, I'm down here with Braden, world champ. That meant so much, didn't it?
Yeah, it felt pretty good. I was pretty excited crossing that line. I was very happy, yeah.
Well, the beach was excited too. It was a real nail-biter between you and Riley. We really didn't know who was going to get across that sandbank first. It probably looked like Riley had the jump, but you just never gave up.
Yeah, I saw Riley stand up. He came on my inside on the way in, and I knew we both got a little bit of a runner. When I looked up, I saw him. He was already running. When I took my last stroke on that wave, I hit the ground on my hand. I was like, oh, got to get up and run now. So trusted my legs. These big things, they've been rested most of the day. So, I was pretty happy. Got over the line. Fell in a little pothole, but got back up and ran, and luckily just got beat him. But it's all right. Good job.
Yeah, he did a great job. Silver medalist. Hopefully he's going to be happy with that. You've obviously put in a huge amount of work over this winter period. You raced for Australia. You've had a massive week and a half. How is the body holding up?
The body was a bit sore at the back end of the national teams week, but had two days off, and I felt pretty good this morning in the heats and semi, and then that final got a good start, and I knew I could trust my body and use it to its full potential, so it was good. Yeah.
I know you're going to have a huge support at Bulleye cheering you on. Who are you wanting to say hello and thanks to?
Probably my dad most of all, because it's his birthday today, so happy birthday, Dad. And then family for always being there to support me, and I know there's not many from Bulleye up here, but everyone that I've spoken to and any person that has ever helped me, just thank you very much. So very appreciative.
Well, congratulations. You're a very well-deserved winner of the Youth Men's World Championship.
Thank you very much. Thank you all.
Thank you, Chrissy, and congratulations, Braden. Certainly a very deserved world champion, and so good to see Bulleye represented up here as well. A very proud surf club located in Wollongong, south of Sydney. Certainly one of the classics, and that was a race that they'll be talking about at the club for a very long time to come.
That was a fantastic race. He did that so well. And as we move on from a gold champion there, we move on to the B final. That is for the women's rescue tube rescue. So they are out and about, Sam, one of the most difficult races on the program. We saw them, they've been through the quarters, they've been through the semi-finals, and now we're up for our B final.
Yeah, that's right. Now, this is where we have the patients swimming out to the can. They're alerting their teammates, arm over the top of the buoy when they do get there and coming out to collect them. Of course, the draggers in this event, Courtney, when the team get back to the beach, the draggers will collect the patient and drag them up across the finish line. Now, there is a very big decision to be made about whether the draggers wait inshore on the other side of that gutter or whether they go out to that back bank as well. It's going to be very interesting to see what the teams opt for.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be really interesting at the moment because we spoke about the tide going out a bit more. It's a bit more high tide. So we saw the athletes coming in a little bit more, so the draggers didn't have much of a run. But I feel like this afternoon, looking at the conditions, they're going to have a little bit more of a run, unfortunately, for those draggers out there. And we just look across. We've actually got Chugan on the top of the screen up there on screen right now, swimming very, very well. Chugan Surf Lifesaving Club. And then we will... what else have we got there, Sam?
Chugan Surf Lifesaving Club from the top of the screen, then down to Lukenwald from Germany, Naval Sauvetage Sportif from Canada, Nieder on Warstart from Germany, Norderstart from Germany, and Club D'Entraînement and Sauvetage from Canada as well. So you can see the technique that's involved here. Some of the athletes, as we can see in our picture-in-picture, have opted to put their fins on inshore. Others are going across the bank carrying those too. So there is plenty to be decided here. but this race is well and truly underway. Tugan with the best of it at the moment.
Yeah, they certainly are doing the best of it at the moment. It's a tough one as well to go under that shore break. Try to go to the bottom of the sand, having a tube that's also pulling you back and having some big fiberglass fins to quickly try and put them on and make your way out to grab your patient. So Tugan looking very strong at the moment. We see one of the competitors just in the shore there. We can just see how difficult it is to get those fins on when you're trying to manage that whitewash.
Yeah, that's right. And no doubt the teams in our A final will be watching that very closely as well, because it does look as though Tugan has executed that race plan to perfection. And as a result, they have a big lead over the rest of the field. It's about getting across that bank and into the nice green water where those waves aren't breaking, and then throwing on your fins and getting out to the string of 9 as quickly as you possibly can, which Tugan's certainly doing a good job of at the moment.
Sounds so easy, doesn't it? Throw the fins on and get on out there and rescue your patient. No, it sounds easy, but it's certainly not. And you can see by those waves that are just crashing on that first string can. So they've also got that to contend with as well. Just see our competitor from Tugan just bounce up there, making it a little bit more difficult. So we'll see that transition there. It's a little bit like board rescue, except we've got a tube in place. She'll click on in, make sure they go around the south side of that can, and then we see the patient doing that. Nice streamline, big kick so she can support her rescuer.
So Tugan in control at this stage of the B final of the Women's Rescue Tube Rescue here at the Youth Championships, and a nice long streamlined stroke as well. Courtney, talk us through what you're seeing there.
Oh, they look beautiful at the moment. The Tugan Surf Lifesaving Club, they just missed out on that A final, but definitely taking this B final, really making it their own. And they look beautiful out there, really streamlined, really working together very, very well. And definitely our rescuer there, she is, I'll grab her name in a second from Tugan. It's actually going to be Grace Hughes out there. Beautiful long stroke, really, really nice and strong. And making this, I tell you what, making it look like she could do this every day. So very, very easy.
So waves starting to lift at the moment for Tugan. They have the luxury of being able to navigate that break with a little bit of time as well. Just a little shorey starting to stand up as we see the team from Naval Sauvetage Sportif in Canada on screen as well. That is the purple cap with the white stripe down the middle. They look to be in second place at this stage, but it is all Tugan out in front. And now, Courtney, the question of where our draggers are. It looks as though they're going to be on the water's edge in there.
Yeah, I just saw Grace just yelling out to her draggers there of Tiki and Charlotte to come and give us some support, come and give us some help. And there you go. You just see Tiki just picking up her patient there. And they've actually got a little bit of assistance as well from that whitewash. So they'll try and use those waves. I just see our club from Canada out there on screen at the moment doing very well. And we see the girls just giving them some direction to try and help them. And maybe giving them a little bit of that inspiration to go, you haven't got that far to go.
It's not an easy part of the race. It's a tough job for the draggers, but they're doing it with a smile on their face at the moment, and for good reason, because Tugan is going to take out the B final of the Women's Rescue Tube Rescue here at the Youth World Lifesaving Championships as they come across the line. Done a good job not to drop their patient there onto the sand, and they can all get up and walk away with a smile after that. The battle for second is nice and close at this point. Naval Sauvetage Sportif from Canada does have the advantage at this stage of the race, but it's going to be quite close as well, because we can see Lukenwald in the background there. It's now starting to come down. A nice clean change from the Canadian club means that they look to be coming across the line for second, but they still do have that drag to go.
And you can see just the new technique there. They're able to pull the string from that rescue tube, and then they're going to lift up their patient and go from there. It just helps them get across that deep, really, I guess, uncharted waters with that potholes through there. So fantastic job by all the girls. And, we've just had a little drop, but this part of the race is very difficult.
It's a tight finish between our two German clubs to see who can take the bronze medal as Naval Sauvetage Sportif celebrate coming across the line in second in this B final. But it is going to be a tight finish, and it looks as though that it's going to be Norderstedt from Germany that will come across the line for third. Lukenwald looks to have sewn up fourth in this B final as well. Then we go back to Niederolm Waterstedt from Germany too. And Courtney, as we see these teams finish in the B final this afternoon, we prepare to bid farewell to you after what's been a huge day of commentary. It's been plenty of exciting racing as well so far, and we're going to have even more for you when you're back joining us on the live stream again tomorrow.
Absolutely. Yes, unfortunately, I will have to say farewell at the moment, but it's been a fantastic day. I've been incredibly inspired, almost I feel like actually getting out there and racing. That's how well the youth competition has done as we look at the replays. But gold medals, world championships have been given out so far, and it's been fantastic. And make sure you keep tuning in. Sam will be keeping you up live with all the action with Christy still on the beach. So thank you for having me on here, guys, and wishing all the youth competitors the very best for the rest of the afternoon.
Gee, Courtney, so inspired you might make a comeback. I think I'm going to have to hold you to that. Those words came out of your mouth, and we have it on record as well. So Courtney Hancock is about to go to training to begin her comeback dream, but in the meantime, we still have so many races and so many world championships to come here as well. The first of which will be the next race too, and that is the Youth Women's Rescue Tube Rescue A final. What we are seeing on screen at the moment is the highlights of that B final that we just enjoyed. That was Tugan, who, though a little bit of hard work for our draggers as they made their way through that gutter, they came across the line to pick up first place. In second was Naval Sauvetage Sportif Lifesaving Club from Canada, and in third was Norderstedt from Germany as well. So much action here. We will be heading back down to the beach in just a moment to check in on what the latest is down there. But these conditions are serving up plenty of intrigue here at Kurrawa Beach this afternoon. Of course, day one of the water events was postponed to today because of the vicious southerly weather system that whipped up the east coast of Australia. It's been causing havoc everywhere it's gone in terms of delaying flights at airports and trees being down. But thankfully for us, it only affected one day of racing in the water here at Kurrawa. And now we are back for what is a picturesque afternoon as well. So we are standing by for a start in the A final of the Rescue Tube Rescue race here. Our swimmers are standing on the line, getting their final instructions. We will quickly run through a start list at the moment. From the top of the screen that we can see in just a moment is Morty Alec, Surf Life Saving Club. In 2 is Dicky Beach, Surf Life Saving Club. That is the green cap with the white and gold stripe. Next is BMD Northcliffe Surf Life Saving Club. Currumbin Beach Surf Life Saving Club, Clifton Surf Life Saving Club from South Africa, Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park, Maroochydore and Alexandra Headland rounding out this final. And unlike the B final, we can see a big tactical decision already being made in this race, and that is our field has decided to split. Our bottom 3 teams, Maroochydore, Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park and Alexandra Headland, opting to run south. That is because they can run out a bit further on that sandbank, and that will also allow them to get pushed back onto their string of 9 can with that sweep as well. So out in front at this point in time, it looks to be Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park Surf Life Saving Club. The bottom of the screen with a big advantage over our athletes at the top. It does look to be Jasmine Raywood who is swimming at this stage. She just has the nod over Maroochydore Surf Life Saving Club, Samantha McGrath swimming for Maroochydore. Then at the bottom of the screen, Alexandra Headland, Stevie Gibson is swimming at this stage of the race too. That's Clifton Surf Life Saving Club on screen. The South Africans hailing from Cape Town. They've been so strong across this week as well, particularly in the beach events that we've seen so far too. Picking up a win in the men's beach relay yesterday, hoping for more of the same. But out in front, it's Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park is first to the can, just ahead of Maroochydore. And then the northern side of the field looks to have come back into things as well. That string of 9 looks to be a little bit angled, which is making for a more even playing field because of the benefit that the teams on the southern end do have. So it is very tight racing at this point. Just like in the B final, it's going to be about who can get across this bank, get their fins on their feet and start moving as quickly as possible. That beautiful drone shot just showing just how far these teams do have to run. It is a long way at the moment. Burleigh putting on their fins at this point of the race, and now they are away cleanly. Maroochydore is giving strong chase too, but out in front it is Raywood from Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park, and that is starting to look like a big lead over Maroochydore, who is just having a little bit of trouble getting her fins on. One of our clubs from the northern side of the line. We will try and pick up who that is, but that could well be Dicky Beach. It did look as though it was their alley on the can. making a very strong move. But Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park in complete control at this stage of the race, nailing those little skills that Courtney Hancock was just speaking about being so important in the rescue tube rescue. That is Maroochydore on screen, still in a very strong position to try and step onto the podium. But at the northern side of the screen, it does look to be Dickie Beach, who's making a bit of a move, trying to chase down the two Raywood sisters, who are currently out in front and performing very strongly, just staying behind that string of 9, picking up the patient, and now they are heading for home. So it's Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park in 1. Dickie Beach is currently collecting their patient. That's Taylor O'Shaughnessy, who's had a very strong swim. She's just picked up Lily McConkey, and they are now heading back to the beach as well. Maroochydore on screen, so they are still right there in contention too. We saw in those surf race finals that there is a wave coming across that back bank. So although the surf isn't huge today, it has been very tricky throughout the day, and there has been something to break the field up. So out in front, it is Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park, but Dickie Beach is making a really good go of trying to shut that gap down. So too is Maroochydore. So that lead has shortened ever so slightly, but it is still Burleigh Heads who is in control at this point, and is now charging towards trying to claim a world championship here at Kurrawa. So Burleigh Heads just entering the wave zone. There is a little wave to give them a lift, and they will get down that front wave as well. So very well done, the body surfing skills. The Raywood sisters managing to get themselves down that, and now it is up to the draggers as well. Chelsea Wood and Charlotte Hart are doing what they can to get across this bank. That is Maroochydore giving chase. It's a tight race at this point, but Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park is out in front, and now they are on to the final stretch. Maroochydore isn't giving up just yet. They're now entering that deep water, but the smiles on the faces tell the story. Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park, the team of Bianca Raywood, Jasmine Raywood, Chelsea Wood and Charlotte Hart, are the Interclub World Champions in the female rescue tube rescue. There's a sprint on for the minor medals as well. Maroochydore doing everything they can. Jo Prey and Pippi Barlow trying to get there. That was very close with the team from Dickie Beach. Dakota Luke and Bridie Lehman doing a great job in their dragging leg. Very, very tight. We will leave that up to the judges to determine who gets silver and who gets bronze. But either way, the smiles on the faces and the hugs for joy tell the story. That was a really tight race between those two. Quite a tight race right across the board as well. As you can see, Dickie Beach, what it means to them to claim a medal. There were big celebrations at the top of screen as Clifton Surf Life Saving Club, the South Africans, come across the line. And look at those smiles and the celebrations between our silver and bronze medalists, celebrating like they had won gold. And that is what it is all about. Not only getting in the water and giving it a crack here at the World Championships, but doing so with a smile on your face alongside plenty of friends as well. These are the race highlights that we did see. It was that move to run south from Jasmine Raywood that did have big dividends. It paid off big time. She made her way across that bank, and she got the best of that clean water as well. Only just ahead of Maroochydore, and you can see that Dickie Beach at the top of the screen did a really good job to try and cut that lead down. And they certainly did do that as well. But in the end, it was the skills of Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park that allowed them to extend their lead further and further throughout that race. It was a clean pickup. There was just a moment, just a fraction wait as they tried to make sure that that tube was clipped on nice and clean, but from this exact moment, they didn't look back. Getting down that wave, that was not easy to do, but using the momentum and just making sure they got something from that race, and that proved to be the difference in the end as well. The draggers opting to grab the wrists as they went through that water, and then they did tuck up their patient under the arm and come across that line to claim the female rescue tube rescue world championship. It was some battle for silver. Maroochydore and Dickie Beach going head to head. And we are now starting to get those official results back in as well. So Burleigh Heads confirmed as our gold medalist. It was Maroochydore who did get home for silver. Dicky Beach ending up with the bronze medal, and all three teams celebrating together on the beach in one of the great sights that we have seen so far today. In fourth was Alexandra Headland, fifth was Currumbin, sixth Clifton Surf Life Saving Club, seventh was Morty Alec, and eighth BMD Northcliffe Surf Life Saving Club. But out in front was Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park. Our new world champions are with Christy Munro.
Thanks, Sam. I'm with the world champs from Burleigh Heads. We'll start with the finish of that race. The whole race was incredible, but pulling down that little wave, did you know that you had it by then?
Yeah, I think so, because when I got to the short break, I just looked back to see if there was a wave, and I could see everyone else a fair way behind, so I was pretty confident.
Well, your team had put in some huge amount of work to put you into that position, particularly that first swim and working across that gutter. I can't imagine how difficult that was backing up after such a hard surf race. How do you have anything left?
Honestly, I think the thing keeping me going is I just want to win. So finally got it, so we're happy.
You certainly got the win, world champs, and you must have been a little bit of a relief to not have a sprint up the beach.
Oh yeah, definitely. It is a bit stressful dragging. They do the hard part, but yeah, it was good.
It was a wonderful team effort. How are you going to celebrate?
Oh, we're definitely going to... Well, we can't really celebrate yet. We've got more finals and the Taplin, but after that there'll definitely be some celebrations.
Yes, very well deserved. I'll let you go and recover. I know you've got a big afternoon of finals. All the best.
Thank you.
Thank you, Christy. Another world championship has been won, and now there is another in the water as well. This is back to the men's arena, where we are bringing you the Rescue Tube Rescue, and it is the A Final 2. So what we are seeing on screen right now is another world championship being battled out to be decided. We will bring you that start list in just a moment, but out in front at this point it is Currumbin. They've been so strong across the week. We just saw Riley Brennan swimming. We're about to see him again. Currumbin in front and looking quite in control at the moment as well. So we have had our B final. This is our A final, and to run through those teams from the far side of screen, bottom up it was Dicky Beach, Maroochydore, BMD Northcliffe, Alexandra Headland, Currumbin, Newport, Mermaid Beach and Tugun are on the northern end of the line at the moment. All of those athletes are trying to chase down the team from Currumbin Beach Surf Life Saving Club as well. So they are currently charging out across the water. It was Alexander Walker who was swimming. Kobe Holden is our rescuer in this race too. So Currumbin are now fins on, and they are charging through the rest of that whitewash and finding some clean water. So it's Kobe Holden who's swimming. Alexandra Walker just did an outstanding job too. But there on the top of the screen that we can see now is actually BMD Northcliffe Surf Life Saving Club. That is the team of Matthew Lowe, Kai Gilbert, Rowan Toon and Kalani Creech. So just like that, BMD Northcliffe have hit the front ahead of Currumbin. We go back from there to Alexandra Headland as well in third, and it is very tight across that line. So Currumbin on screen is doing everything they can to try and shut this gap down, but it is going to be Northcliffe who picks up in front. You can see the effect that the water, the sweep has had on that string of 9. It is actually bowing a little bit in towards the beach as well. So BMD Northcliffe are our first team to head from home, but that was a clean pickup from Currumbin too. They are not too far behind. Alex Walker kicking away with Kobe Holden out in front. And now the battle begins, and there's a little bit of a lift as well, which is going to provide some assistance to both Currumbin and from Alexandra Headland. That team of Kyden Pickering and Henry Simpson are making their way back in. Everyone in this race doing everything they can to try and run down BMD Northcliffe. So here comes the nervous part for our draggers. They're now making their way across the bank, and it will be interesting to see how far that they do go as well. We saw different tactics being opted for in the women's race, but it's Northcliffe out in front. Currumbin not too far away. Bit of a lift, and Northcliffe will get down it. How long can they get the drag from? And it does look like they have got a considerable lift from that. So Northcliffe in the box seat here to win the World Championship, and they have stretched out their lead on the way back in. Northcliffe under the arm, the Draggers, they are in control at this point. They've been so dominant across the day. They won their heat, they won their semi-final, and now they are charging to victory here in the A final of the men's rescue tube rescue race. The look of pain is still on the face, and now the smiles start to come in because BMD Northcliffe are the new Interclub World Champions in the men's rescue tube rescue as the battle remains for the minor medals as well. Currumbin on screen, just trying to navigate that gutter too, which is easier said than done. Maroochydore has come into proceedings as well, so Maroochydore absolutely flying home from the top of the screen there. We will try and bring you exactly where they came from. They were the 8th team on the cans, and it certainly paid off. Alexandra Headland coming across the line, so it did look as though Maroochydore, the team of Joe Short and Oscar Star Thomas, our two swimmers, managed to pick up some kind of wave for assistance, and it did pay off for them in a very big way. Another rapid-fire race here at Kurrawa Beach this afternoon, and another World Championship won. BMD Northcliffe Surf Life Saving Club rewarded for their dominance today. They won their heat, they won their semi-final, and they have just claimed gold in the A final as well. Not just the medal, but crucial points for the club too across the week, as we see the team from Dickey Beach having a laugh with each other as they come across the line and drop their swimmer as well. So Currumbin did get the best of the start, but you can see that BMD Northcliffe was right there as well. At the very bottom of the screen was Dickey Beach, so whether that was a decision to opt to go a little bit further down, it did certainly pay off in those early stages. Currumbin with a nice clean arm over the top of the buoy. The rescuer did a great job getting across that bank too, but that is where we saw Northcliffe hit the burners as well. It was very clean, Northcliffe, to get their fins on, and that was the result there. You can see Northcliffe at the top of the screen. Alexandra Headland giving good chase behind them, with Currumbin still in second at this point of the race as well. But the name of the game is getting out in front and doing all that you can to try and stay there too. Northcliffe gave themselves the best opportunity. They gave themselves the first opportunity to do that too, and it certainly paid off for them. So that was the pickup from Currumbin that we're currently seeing on screen. And then came the break zone. Northcliffe doing so well to get a bit of a wave. To get down that wave is no easy achievement in these kind of conditions, especially when you have a big, strong patient that you are dragging behind you as well. A couple of stumbles, a couple of nervous looks over the shoulder from our draggers, and this is where the smile kicked in. BMD Northcliffe, our world champions of the Youth Men's Rescue Tube Rescue. They're standing by for a chat with the great Christy Munro.
Thanks, Sam. I'm down here with the world champs. Could see you just clutching at your quads. How is the lactic acid feeling?
It's definitely built up. It's really painful, but we knew we had the team to do it. We knew that we put everything together right, it worked, and a couple of little trips, couple of little stumbles, but we got together really well. And I'm glad the draggers did well, but yeah, we all did the job and we all got there. But yeah, the legs are definitely dying right now.
You all did an amazing job. It's a pretty short course out there. That obviously played into your favour.
Oh yeah, well in the individual system I had a pretty fine start, so I was pretty confident on my start for this one, and then at the start there, Currumbin pretty close to me and probably out-sprinted me at the start, so I just kind of put my head down and get to the can real fast, put my team ahead and all that. So, yeah.
And we often say that the draggers have the easier role, but I don't actually know if that's true. You guys played a huge instrumental part in that, getting your team across the line. I know some of the other teams behind you actually lost positions because their draggers let them down. So how proud are you of your team?
Oh, yeah, it was pretty tough out there, but yeah, these guys did amazing out into that lead, so we just didn't want to let them down, you know, so yeah.
Congratulations. How are you guys going to celebrate, and who do you want to thank back at the club?
We'd like to thank Gav and Spoon for great coaches and all our parents, so yeah.
All right, big wave to mum and dad.
Congratulations, BMD Northcliffe Surf Life Saving Club, the new Youth Men's Rescue Tube Rescue World Champions. They've been so dominant across the day, and that is the result. Gold medalists ahead of Maroochydore in second, Currumbin Beach Surf Life Saving Club in third, Alexandra Headland finishing fourth ahead of Newport, Tugun, and Mermaid Beach in that Men's Rescue Tube Rescue. Dicky Beach rounding out our A final as well. All of those points so crucial, so valuable in the big picture when it comes to the club competition, and now we are straight back into another final as well. This is the A final of the Youth Women's Board Rescue in Alley 1, BMD Northcliffe. 2 is Terrigal, 3 Maroochydore, 4 is Redhead, 5 is Coogin Headland, 6 is Sunshine Beach, 7 is Alexandra Headland, and in 8th Alley is Currawa Surf Life Saving Club, the host club here at the 2024 Life Saving World Championships as well. And they are all ready for a start. And now they are underway too. So we are racing in this A final of the Youth Women's Board Rescue Final. And we have seen a lot more of a split than we have so far throughout the day. So our swimmers opting to run a lot further south than anything we saw in those rescue tube rescue races. And it will remain to be seen just how important that is to do as well. We did see the B final that just ran. For those results, it was Newport in 1, Dicky Beach in 2, and Coffs Harbour in 3. For the full list of results, head to liveheats.com for all of the latest, and that is where you can see all of our results and progressions throughout the week as well. But in this A final at the moment, as we try and pick up those caps, it does look to be Maroochydore with a very healthy lead at this point of the race. That is Sunshine Beach on screen at the moment, doing their best to try and give chase as they swim through that first gutter of water that we do have here at Currawa Beach this afternoon. We have seen some sets breaking throughout the day, quite a long way out, but we don't expect them to have any impact on this board rescue race as we go 4 wide coming into the can. And look, it's no surprise that they are the bottom 4 alleys as well, all very strong teams. Just in front, it does look to be Sunshine Beach gets there first, but there is nothing between Coogin Headland and Alexandra Headland Surf Life Saving Club. They are our top 3 at this point in time. Currawa was not far behind, Redheads 2, and now all of our board paddlers are in the water. This is going to be a crucial section of the race to see where these waves pop up and who can navigate this shore dump the best. At the top of the screen, Maroochydore gets around that whitewash untouched. That will be crucial on their run towards the cans. It does look like Alexandra Headland is in second at the moment, but as we look a little bit closer, that could even be Coogin Headland Surf Life Saving Club as well. Some of those caps have fallen off at this point of the race, but what we do know is that there is not much splitting these teams as they make their way to that can. So it is Coogin Headland Surf Life Saving Club that is currently in first. That is a clean pickup, and now they are paddling on their way back in for the chance to claim a world championship. Alexandra Headland are not far behind either, so it is Coogin Headland in 1, Alexandra Headland in 2, and we had one of our teams from the northern side of the string of 9 start to make a late fight back as well. We will wait to see who that was, because that was a very impressive pickup, and it looks as though it might be Redhead. So they are our reigning Australian champions, and they are making a move. But out in front, it's Isabella Tate and Neem Sharp who are in complete control as the wave starts to stand up. Will it be enough to bring any of our competitors up to Coogin? That wave's going to sneak up to Coogin as well as they get back on that board. All they need to do is hold it straight into the beach, and they are going to do that. So Coogin Headland is now in control, and on the sand, they just need to run up the beach to claim the gold, and that smile says it all. Isabella Tate and Neem Sharp from Coogin Headland are our new world champions as there's a sprint for the minor medals, and that is very tight between Sunshine Beach, Alexandra Headland. They may have just got the jump over Terrigal Surf Life Saving Club as well. That is Redhead, the team of Burns and Waller, who will finish 5th, the reigning Australian champions. Out in front, it was Coogin Headland, and we saw the benefit of just sneaking through that shore break without having to navigate too much in the way of waves. And it paid off big time as well. There's a lot of running on this course. There's short courses in the water, and that's why it's so important to make sure you get those skills right, not only for the swimmers who aren't charging across the bank, but for those board paddlers that pick up and making sure that you milk every little run as you come across the line as well. So to relive that race, it was plenty of pace out in front too. A lot of running for this field. The team from Terrigal getting up and wading across that bank as best they could. It was the southern end of the line who actually got the best of the conditions. Out in front at that point, it was Sunshine Beach who hit that can first. Arm went straight up. They were in one, but there was nothing splitting our teams, as you can see right there. Sunshine, Coogin, and Alexandra Headland. But by the time they got to the string of 9, it was Coogin Headland in control. And what really nailed it home for them was this clean pickup. It was quite smooth. They were around the can. And they also got this first lift out of the can as well, which is so important to get that board up and running in the board rescue as well. We thought for a moment that Alexandra Headland almost pulled down that wave. They came so close, no doubt. A few nervous moments for Coogin Headland. And now as they started to look over their shoulders and have a look around, they realised that they had done it. There's the celebrations, a big smile, a little fist pump, and a high five and a hug for each other as they came across the line. Coogin Headland, our new world champions in the youth women's board rescue, ahead of Sunshine Beach in second. That was Cameron and Arthur. In third was Woods and Peterson from Alexandra Headland. In fourth, Maroochydore, then Redhead, Kurrawa, Terrigal, and BMD Northcliffe and Surf Lifesaving Club rounded out our top 8 in the women's board rescue final. Another final here at Kurrawa Beach this afternoon, after what has been a big day on the program as we caught up on those ocean events that we did miss yesterday. We are well and truly flying through the program now. So we have finals running in both areas. We are going to bring you as much of those as we can. The men are currently going through the board rescue. We're about to switch and see some rescue tube rescue finals in the female area as well, because our officials want to make sure that they can do everything they can in order to get through to 4 p.m. That is the cutoff at racing for safety reasons here on the Gold Coast. So whatever we don't get through today will be added to the program for tomorrow. As we head back up to the men's area for the board rescue finals. We will be heading back down to the beach with Christy Munro in just a moment as he's joined by our new board rescue champions. But for now, we're seeing shots on screen of the rescue tube rescue race that is currently getting ready to go in the men's arena. Board rescue, rather, in the men's arena at this point. But for now, let's head back to the female area. Christy Munro is standing by with Coogin Headland, our new world champions.
Thanks, Sam. Yes, down here with the world champs. You had a phenomenal first swim to set up that race for your teammate. Did you know the position that you were in?
Kind of. I'm keeping an eye out for everyone, but that start, the long run really helps me. My long legs gets over the waves.
Definitely a short swim out there and mostly a run, so I'm glad that played into your favour. And you had an exceptional board paddle, just sneaking around that inside break to give you guys probably a couple of board lengths lead.
Yeah, it was good to get a bit of a lead from Izzy's swim and then just try to go my hardest to keep the lead up.
Has it sunk in yet that you're going to be walking off the beach this afternoon as world champs?
Not quite, but I'm sure once we get on the podium it will really hit us.
Well, huge congratulations. It's great to see the success, especially from your club. You've been doing so well over the last couple of days, so we'll let you go and celebrate.
Thank you.
Thank you, Christy, and congratulations to Coogin Headland. They are our new world champions in the women's board rescue, and now we are straight back to the men's board rescue, and this is an A final as well. From the top of screen, we have Metropolitan Caloundra, Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park, Currumbin Beach, Coogin Headland, North Burleigh, Maroochydore, BMD Northcliffe, Tugun and North Cronulla Surf Life Saving Club, and there is not much separating our swimmers as they fly across that bank as well. We just saw the B final ran in this area. That was won by Newport Surf Life Saving Club with Mermaid Beach and Kurrawa Surf Life Saving Club rounding out the top 3. As always, you can get the full results and the full heat draws of these events at liveheats.com. But for now, back to the action. In this A final as they battle for a world championship, And it does look to be Currumbin Beach who has the best of it at the moment. We expect that to be Riley Brennan. The Brennan brothers have teamed up in this event, and they are in front at the moment. So it is Currumbin in 1, and then it is too close to call for the rest of the field. We can see Maroochydore getting his arm up over that buoy at this point as well. Or should I say North Burleigh rather, with that green and white cap too. That's North Cronulla, you can see on the right of screen charging across that bank, and a beautiful drone shot of the conditions here at Karawa Beach today as one of our competitors has to roll that short arm. So although the swell is not up too much, it is providing quite the punch here. And unlike other races that we've seen here today, it is the northern side of the line that has the best of the conditions. So it is the clubs from Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park, that is Callaghan and Andrews on the board at this stage, going stroke for stroke with the Brennan brothers from Currumbin. They pick up at the same time, but Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park perhaps having a slight advantage on that turn, and they get a run straight away. So Callaghan and Andrews have now hit the front. If you go back to third, it's Coogin Headland looking to make it a double for their club in the board rescue finals, but they have a bit of work to do to catch up to those men on screen. It's Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park out in front. Callaghan and Andrews, a little wave starts to fill up for them out in front, and they are going to get down it. Will they nosedive? No, as the water starts to fly off to the side. They have nailed that to perfection. Ethan Callaghan, the swimmer, and Taj Andrews, the board paddler, as a wave stands up for North Burleigh, but they managed to hold on. No concern to Ethan Callaghan. He's jogging up the beach, waiting for Taj Andrews to come across the line, and they have just won a world championship in this youth men's board rescue final of Australia. North Burleigh now coming through as well. It is very tight for those minor places. Does look like North Burleigh might have got there for the silver ahead of Currumbin for the bronze as well. So North Burleigh really flying back home to come in contention on that way back. As we see the minor places and the points, the all-important points, go down to the judges' decision as well. But there was no doubting our winners, Callaghan and Andrews from Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park. That's North Cronulla coming across the line now, Lucas Correa and Lincoln Cooper. A fast and furious final once again. You can see by the pace that was getting put on across that bank. Now, it doesn't look like the northern side will get the advantage, but look at that at the top of the screen as well. It speaks to the volume of the quality of athletes that we had at that end of the line too. North Burleigh doing a great job there. It was Rasmussen and McParland who teamed up for that event. It was Jackson Brennan who hit the water in front. He just got hit by a couple of little waves to slow down his momentum. And then look at the top of screen. That is Taj Andrews on the board, and you can see in this replay just how cleanly they pick up. So that's Currumbin on screen. To their left at this point was Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park, who absolutely flew home. They got a run straight out of that can, and they turned it into a little wave. Ethan Callaghan making sure he got right back on that board. And there's a smile on Taj Andrews' face as they jog across the line and claim a world championship in the men's board rescue championship here at the Interclub. This is day 2 of competition, the first afternoon of action that we have had in the water, and it's certainly delivering, Christy, another thrilling final.
So we're ready for a start.
So we're just having a couple of audio issues at the moment down on the beach there as we bring you all of these races at once. We will come back to Christy, Ethan and Taj in just a moment. But what we're seeing on screen right now is a board final that is underway in the women's area as well. It is fast racing here this afternoon. There is not much time between races, and for good reason, because we are doing everything we can to fly through this program as quickly as possible. So we are back to the women's area for this board race. We will bring you this start list in just a moment as well when we do have that. We'll also cross back down to the beach, no doubt at some point, with Christy and our winners of the men's board rescue championship of the world. But right now in the water, This is our Youth Women's Board Race Championship of Australia. We have Peterson from Alexandra Headland, Woods from Alexandra Headland, Wood from Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park, Waller from Redhead, McKenna from Mordialloc, Nissan Saran from BMD Northcliffe, Ackley from Maroochydore, Raywood from Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park, Sharp from Coogin, Hart from Burleigh, Tate from Coogin, Locke from North Burleigh, Green from Terrigal, Cook from Alexandra Headland, Clues from Newport, and Shearer from Terrigal. It has been a little bit of a lottery to see who's had the best of the conditions on each end, and in this race, it is the southern side that is in control. It is Coogin Headland that is out in front of the pair of paddlers from Terrigal. The New South Wales club located north of Sydney as a wave comes through. One of our athletes had to roll. Another was thrown back on their board into the chasing pack. And just like that, this race has been completely shaken up. So it's still Coogin Headland in 1. Terrigal is in 2. But now we're seeing a bit of a move from that cap that does look like it could be Alexandra Headland. That might be Mia Cook making her way up the inside now as well. And now that pace is starting to climb too. The chasing pack here at Kurrawa Beach are doing everything they can to try and pull them back in. Now, as we did see in those surf races, our first finals of the day here, it is so important to try and use that momentum, use those conditions when you can get a little bit of a lift to try and get that run back in. And that is what we are seeing at the moment. So it's Alexandra Headland turning in 1 now. Terrigal rather is in 2. It's another Alexandra Headland cap in 3 as well. That looks to be Woods, who is currently chasing 2. So it does lead us to believe that it's Mia Cook that is out in front. And look at that race chasing behind. They are 5 wide, and 5 doesn't go cleanly around that can. There is a big delay there. One of our competitors, I think from Coogin Headland, is sneaking up the inside too. We can see Waller from Redhead starting to come back through as well. So it is all on the line as they make their way back in. And waves are starting to stand up. Who will be able to find a bit of clean water to chase a run back in? That is what we're seeing on the northern side of that field at the moment too. We believe that is Woods from Alexandra Headland who's making a strong move, but it's Alexandra Headland 1 and 2. There's a slight lift for BMD Northcliffe, but nothing that is going to break up this field as they start to make their way back in. There are runs on offer for our field. That is Coogin Headland who's now in front. Slammed by that wave on the way out. They are still right in this race too. Now they are starting to edge further and further in front as the field start to look over their shoulder. A wave is building. A great run from BMD Northcliffe coming right through the field from 10th up to the medal positions. But it's Alexandra Headland out in front, and they are going to turn that run into a wave. It's Zoe Woods. We saw her win the swim. She's off her board and running, and she's charging towards another world championship as well. But her clubmate is right there too. It's a sprint finish that is coming down to the wire, but Woods won't be caught. She won the swim. Zoe Woods has just added the Board World Championship to her name as well. Alexandra Headland in 2, Coogin Headland in 3, Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park in 4 and 5 as we saw that finish, but we will wait for the official judges' results to confirm those all-important points positions. Out in front, Zoe Woods. What an afternoon she's having. She's been in just about every event that we've seen here today. Down in the water. And that is the payoff for it. Now a 2-time world championship from these events. You can see Woods on the right-hand side of the screen, second in from the right on screen at the moment. Now, they didn't get the best of that run as that big wave came through and knocked a lot of the paddlers off their boards. It was Coogin Headland that was in control at that point, and now Woods started to make her move. She was chasing her clubmate Woods on the striped board in 3rd place. She paddled into 2nd around the back of that 2nd turning marker, and now she looked for a bit of clean water as well. We thought at this point of the race that a wave was going to come through and bring them all back together, but instead it went right down to the finish. There were runs coming through for every direction of this field. You didn't know who was going to get the final nod. Just that gutter, it's so deep that waves aren't breaking there, but they were giving a run And that proved to be the payoff too. No time for a break though, because it's the youth men's board final that's now in the water in the men's arena. And already our competitors on the right-hand side of screen are making a good go of it as well. It looks like Andrews from Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park in the centre of the frame. We're about to bring you that start list too as we do run through it. But already this race is being shuffled in the pack because there has been a breakaway from Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park. They have plenty in it, but it does look to be Taj Andrews out in front at the moment, ahead of his clubmate Ethan Callahan. We saw them just win the board rescue no more than 10 minutes ago that they were in the water, and now they're back on the start line, and I think there's something to be said for that as well. Sharp, dynamic, consistent racing too. These guys have been so fit. Ethan Callahan spoke earlier today on the live stream about how he felt backing up from the national competition, teams competition here last week. But at this stage, he's got his work cut out for him to try and chase down Andrew. So it's Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park in 1 and 2. We go back to Newport, BMD Northcliffe, and Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park in 3. A couple of our competitors are opting to paddle wide on their own, try and get some clean water. That's being led by Maroochydore, but they are still not in the frame on the drone camera at the moment. Things couldn't have gone much better for Andrews as he rounds that first turning can. It is Andrews from Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park in 1. Callahan from Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park in 2. And then comes the pack. That's Noah Maggs from Newport in 3 at the moment. It's one of our 2 board paddlers from BMD Northcliffe that is in 4. But out in front, it is Andrews. Now, we know what he is like when he turns from home and he is able to chase these runs. This is where the men's race could be won. If you're wondering about those women's results, we just saw them and they're currently on screen cycling through. So it was Zoe Woods who won them, and he are the rest of our places. For those full results, head to liveheats.com. But for now, we are back to the action of the men's board race world championship final, and that was a big move from Callahan. He's been biding his time. He was sitting on the wash of his clubmate, and he has just pulled the trigger and tried to go. But here comes Newport and BMD Northcliffe. It was a race in 1 for Taj Andrews. Now he has found himself in a 4-way battle. Callahan opting to head further south. He's seen something that he likes down that end of the beach, and there's a little run standing up behind him that could make that decision pay off in a very big way. Andrews is now fighting back, and he's going to try and draw level. But Callahan stretches that run back out in front once again. Out the back, there is a wave. You can see it on the left-hand side of screen. Will anyone be able to work that wave all the way through the gutter? It's going to be a tough ask, but what it has done is brought the field back together. Callahan knows he has to go now. So Callahan is charging. A wave is building, and there is going to be 4. Will there be 5? No, we've just had Alexandra Headlands, fall off the back of that wave. So it is Burleigh, Northcliffe, and Newport at this point, or is that an Alexandra Headlands? Either way, they're all chasing Taj Andrews. Look at the smile on his face. He didn't even get into his stride before he knew he had won it. Andrews from Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park is the new world champion in the youth men's board race. And what a race it was. Andrews rewarded for his effort. He led that race from the start until the second buoy, and that is when Callahan made the move in a big way. Callahan stretched out that field. He broke away from the pack, but he will have to settle for one of those minor places. Which place it is remains to be seen. We'll wait for that from the judges because that was far too close to call. But what a race, and what a race from Taj Andrews. You can see him in the center of frame in just a moment. He absolutely flew across the water. He is on the top of screen, that pink and silver board, and now he's at the front on his own. It's pretty rare to see someone stretch out into clean water like that all on their own too. This was the point when Callahan came back at the field. It's going to be this next run that he gets, and he got it in a big way. You thought here that it might have been a 3-way battle. Callahan's about to put the foot down, and surf can be so cruel. That is Taj Andrews biding his time at the back. He gets away with a slap of the water from Callahan. and for good reason. He put in the work, and he did manage to get in front, but it all came down to that sprint finish. Callaghan getting somewhat caught up on the bubble. Andrews charging out in front. That was the difference between the two of them. And look at the smile that came onto Taj Andrews' face. He absolutely loved it as he threw the board down coming across the line. He has just won 2 world championships in the space of 10 minutes. And for Ethan Callaghan, that's a gold and a silver in that same time frame. That is remarkable racing from those competitors here. We will see if Christy Munro can bring us an interview with our world champion, our back-to-back world champion as well too, as the officials try and get through the next race on the program, and this could well be the final water races of the day here at Currawong Beach. And those races would be the Ocean Woman Relay and the Ocean Man Relay as well. So we will try and check back in with Christy when she is in communication down on the beach. But for now, we're seeing the Ocean Woman Relays team line up on the sand. This would be our last race in the female area today that is in the water. We are hoping we can still get through these beach sprint finals as well across, of course, a 4 o'clock deadline on the water for that racing for very good safety reasons as well. A huge thank you to all of our officials who have worked tirelessly this afternoon to try and get these races in the water. It has been no small achievement what they have managed to pull off. We didn't think we were going to get this many races through today, but they have done an incredible job of working their way through this program as well. So what we're seeing on screen is the start of the Ocean Woman Relay final. My name is Sam Jordan, bringing you the action. We have Christy Munro on the beach, and we'll be having a chat with her as soon as we can as well to get the latest from what is happening down on the beach as well, and what is happening on that start line too. It's rapid racing. There's not much rest. It's fast racing. And this is what the Interclub Championships are all about. And this is why it is the fittest athletes, surf sports athletes, that you will find anywhere in the world.
So now we've got the final of the women's Ocean Women Relay.
So what you're seeing on screen is the final of the Ocean Woman Relay. Christy Munro is standing by on the sand. Christy, talk us through what these competitors are saying, what you're seeing down on the beach, because we have just gone rapid fire with a number of races here this afternoon.
Yes, Sam, it has been absolute back-to-back racing. I think the competitors will be just thinking one more race, one more time out and around these cans. They certainly won't have slowed up yet with a World Championship gold medal on offer. You can see the competitors just being called off the line now for their final race briefing. The course is a really short, sharp, fast course. It's only really the ski paddlers that are going all the way out the back, and they have reset those board cans a little bit further out than what we've seen today. So I'd say these swimmers will be getting in and around those cans at lightning speed.
Christy, we've seen racing back to back to back here, and we're seeing a lot of the same athletes in action as well. You've been in this position yourself as an athlete. Do you find that racing consistently is fatiguing, or is it a little bit energising as well because you don't stop moving?
I think it is definitely a help to keep your body warm, keep it going, and they certainly train for these conditions. So it has been a couple of hours of final package, but that's basically just a training session for these guys. Certainly not at World Championship pace, but they'll be ready for it.
So, Christy, they're on the start line now, and we will see them get underway in this Ocean Woman World Championship as well. The swimmers charging across that bank. If those legs weren't hurting before, they certainly are now, because we have seen the low tide point of the day. The water is starting to filter back through that bank. That is a lot less running than what we have seen so far, but still it is those usual suspects we've seen in the water throughout the day at the front of the field. It's Burleigh Heads, Mowbray Park, Sunshine Beach and Maroochydore as well. At the top of the screen, it does look like we can see a Newport cap in there too. So out in front, it's Burleigh Heads, Mowbray Park. Sunshine Beach is on her feet at this point in time. Maroochydore might look to make that move now as our swimmers start to settle into a bit of a rhythm here. Our swim finals were the first finals that we saw here today, and those finals were dominated by the arrival of some rogue sets that certainly shook things up when it came to body surfing back in. We will wait and see whether we have the same here today. So this is the Youth Women Ocean Woman Relay Championship of the world. And it features Kujin Headland, Norderstedt from Germany, Alexandra Headland from Australia, Karawa, BMD Northcliffe, Redhead, Morty Alec, Clifton, Surf Lifesaving Club from South Africa, Dicky Beach, Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park, Tugan, Haas-Winkel from Germany, Currumbin, Sunshine Beach, Club d'Entraînement and Sauvetage Sportif from Canada, Naval Sauvetage Sportif, also from Canada, Maroochydore, and Niederolm Warstart from Germany. And just like that, the field is making their way across the back of the string of 9 as well. And Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park, absolutely dominant, just like we have seen in all of these swim races this afternoon. So what we are about to see is a swim, board, ski and run. It is a 4-person event, the Ocean Woman Relay. This is, of course, a different event to what we usually see at some of our Surf Life Saving carnivals, which are dominated by Taplin races, which are 3-person races. This event at the World Championships, the Ocean Woman Relay, has the addition of a runner. So it's Burleigh Heads in 1, Alexandra Headland in 2. It is Maroochydore that is currently fighting it out for 3rd spot. Then you can go back to Tugan, Sunshine Beach, BMD Northcliffe. We can see a redhead cap in there as well. Looks like it might be Morty Alec in that pack too. As they make their way back to the beach, Alexandra Headland trying to put on a bit of a move and coming alongside Burleigh Heads. And I think we're starting to see that. I wouldn't be surprised if that is Zoe Woods. We know that she is so good across every leg that she gets put into. She's won the swim. She's won the board here this afternoon. And now it does look like she's going to get another wave in this swim as well. It is Zoe Woods from Alexandra Headland. She's been joined by Maroochydore on the left. We have Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park on the right. And look at the body surfing skill from those swimmers. And of course, it's Woods who milks it all the way back to the beach. And she is now up and running, leading this opening leg of the Ocean Woman Relay. We have seen her in 5 finals here this afternoon. She's won 2 world championships, and now she is going to give her club the best possible chance to add another after that opening leg. So Alexandra Headlands will tag first. This is the chase pack there. We can see BMD Northcliffe leading that charge, but it's Alexandra Headlands in 1, Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park in 2, and Maroochydore in 3. Let's head back down to Christy Munro on the beach, who has been standing by and watching the action. Christy, incredible body surfing from our lead swimmers just then.
Yes, all 3 girls did an absolutely fabulous job, and to get up and sprint that transition after such a gutsy swim. As you mentioned, the tide is pushing in a little bit, but it's still a long run, a long transition to get up and do after you've just swum. So they know that there's a gold medal on offer, and also that team and club pride, so they are giving it their all.
Thank you, Christy. We'll come back to you in a moment, because out in front is Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park, who is making a move. There has been a change in the lead of this event. That's one of our international competitors who is currently on screen from Naval Sauvetage Sportif Lifesaving Club in Canada. It's been so great to have all of our international clubs here across the week. But at the moment, it's Australia in 1, 2 and 3 out in front, and it's 3 clubs who are very close by to Karawa Beach. Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park just down the road. Then we have Alexandra Headlands and Maroochydore from the Sunshine Coast. It isn't too far to the north as well. So we have seen the wind drop off throughout the day. It started being quite a strong southerly wind. Now we no longer have those broken white swell lines on the water, but it has been blowing so strong for the past 2 days that there are plenty of runners on offer as Burleigh Heads and Alexandra Headlands start to break away from Maroochydore now. So if they can get around these cans and get a nice run to begin with, maybe even a wave across that second bank, that could go a long way to deciding this race. So Burleigh Heads will get the first opportunity to do that as they now start to head to home. Alexandra Headland heading a little bit wider on that line on the board, but paddling across the face of some of those runs. So they do, of course, have to get around the string of 9 cans. That is the green and gold can that they are currently aiming for, and it's a gap in front for Burleigh Heads. But there is a wave starting to build, so will this stand up to provide a rest? No, it doesn't look like it will, but there is something for our board paddlers to navigate coming through this bank just now. And just like that, Alexandra Headland has caught back up as well. That was so expertly done, milking the momentum of the ocean every little bit. So it's Burleigh Headlands and Alexandra Headland going stroke for stroke. And look at those waves. That are the waves that we were talking about. And it is BMD Northcliffe who has just got that wave from a long way back. And now they are going to charge right up to our bronze medal position. Northcliffe has almost caught that wave all the way through to the gold medal position. That was expertly done, and a big spill from Alexandra Headlands. It can be a cruel sport, surf lifesaving, and that wave just picked her up at the wrong spot. So it's Burleigh Heads who will have a half wave advantage, and they are putting the foot down to make sure that they ram that home as well. It's Burleigh Heads, Mowbray Park in 1. Alexandra Headland will be in 2. It will be very interesting to see who is in 3rd position, whether it's Northcliffe or it's Maroochydore. It is BMD Northcliffe. So that is a big moment in the race. If the ski paddler from Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park can get in clean and get through this shore break, they will go a long way to breaking this field. And it is Jasmine Raywood. She won the ski at the National World Championships just a few days ago. She has a couple of little waves to navigate as she goes over the top of a shorter. There is one more to come, and it looks as though she is through clean. Redhead giving chase, doing everything they can to stay in touch. But look at that. It is Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park out in front as waves slam our chase pack at the moment. This is the first time we have seen ski paddlers in the water here at the Interclub Championships. Of course, there were no ski races yesterday. The individuals will be held tomorrow. And look at that lead. We spoke about the benefit of getting into your boat first and getting the first opportunity to navigate the bank as Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park flies over a wave out the back. And that is exactly why, because Jasmine Raywood's lead that was about 25, 30 metres has more than doubled now. So it is Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park in 1. It's a long way back at this point to 2nd and 3rd. But as we just saw on that board leg, anything can happen. We might check back in with Christy Munro, who's down on the beach, because Christy, I've been talking about the conditions starting to calm down, but Kurrawa Beach just threw another curveball at our field then.
Absolutely threw it up for our ski paddlers, didn't it? So we would expect that Burleigh would have almost an unbeatable lead at the moment. However, they still have to navigate that tricky shore dump on the way back in. So don't want to call the race over too soon. We can see the girls in the chase pack just hitting that apex, but it's a big lead to chase down from there.
That's well said, Christy. This race is a long way from over, but with every stroke, Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park is drawing closer and closer to that break zone. There is a wave starting to stand up now out the back. We're yet to see the paddler from Burleigh, Jasmine Raywood, check over her shoulder too, but it looks as though she's going to get a really nice run from it. As long as that wave doesn't break on the back of a boat, which it won't now that she's into that green water, this could be race done for Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park. So it's Raywood making a way in from Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park. A little nervous look over the shoulder, but she's doing incredibly well to keep that boat run moving. Although, that is the story behind Maroochydore and BMD Northcliffe are on a screamer of a wave. They are going to do everything they can to hold their skis straight and make sure they don't slew. Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park out in front has done so well, but both 2nd and 3rd are off their skis. They had an opportunity to shut down that gap to our leader, but instead, the safe approach from Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park is going to win them the Ocean Woman Relay World Championship. There's a race on for 2nd. Our chase pack of 4th and 5th are also off their skis. The battle for silver is down to Northcliffe and Maroochydore, but out in front, Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park, our world champions in the Ocean Woman Relay, with BMD Northcliffe flying through the line to take silver ahead of Maroochydore, our bronze medalist. What a thrilling finish to the race that it was. The first time we have seen the skis in the water. here at the Interclub Youth World Championships, and it served up a thriller. Not just for the competitors on the way out, but also on the way back in as well. But it was Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park who, with the luxury of being out in front, were able to take their time. They didn't have to rush their approach. They didn't have to force a wave on their way back in. And as it turned out, that proved to be the difference, because that lead was swallowed up by that shore break on the way back in, as we see Dickie Beach running across the line with a smile on her face as well. That's Redhead and Karawa battling it out for points at this stage of the race. Coogin Headland right there too. As all of our paddlers tag their runners, those teams now coming across the line and battling for every position as well. Karawa on their home beach and making sure they go through to the line. It's going to be tight, but Redhead gets there just ahead of Karawa as well. So it was Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park who did take that race out ahead of BMD Northcliffe and Maroochydore Surf Life Saving Club as well. And there's no time to waste, because we are now back on the line once again in the men's arena. Our officials will sneak this last race in. It is one last ocean race of the day. And it's the youth men in their Ocean Man relay. A couple of those swimmers who are just splashing their goggles in the water, getting the hurry up from officials saying, sorry guys, we don't have time to wait. We're on a very strict deadline, and thankfully our officials have allowed us to extend out competition this afternoon in order to get through the program. The final water race of the day here at the Interclub Championships at Karawa Beach, and this is the Ocean Man relay, and it is underway from the left-hand side of screen. The bottom of screen now, as we run through that start list, it is Newport, Karawa, North Burleigh, Maroochydore, Alexandra Headland, Haas-Vinkel, Gillingvast, Tugun, Mermaid Beach, Dickie Beach, Currumbin, BMD Northcliffe, Coogin Headland, Nita on Warstart, Nordestart, Narvel Sauvetage Sportif, Metropolitan Caloundra, and Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park out in front already. It does look to be the team from Alexandra Headland with a nice body length lead, and that is the benefit of flying across that bank as well. Moving very quickly across that sand as that pack starts to form now, that chase pack behind our swimmer from Alex. We can see Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park. We can see Northcliffe in there. North Burleigh as well on the left-hand side of screen too. Maroochydore opting to go it alone at this point of the race. Karawa too going with them, jumping on the feet. It'll be interesting to see the way that these athletes slam together as well going around this first cam, because you can't afford to give too much of a break at this point of the race. It's Alexandra Headland in one, a body length lead over BMD Northcliffe. We're looking at the swim leg, the opening leg of this race, making their way across the back there. And it is the last race of what has been a huge day of racing. It's been a huge afternoon racing. I'm sure we'll find that out from some of our athletes at some point, just how many races they have gone around in, because it has been a jam-packed program, to say the least. So Alexandra Headland are in one, BMD Northcliffe will turn in two, Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park in three. Tugun have got the inside run to make it four ahead of Maroochydore. Newport just sneaking around there as well. Does that look to be a Currumbin cap? We didn't see Currumbin in the early stages of that race, which was quite surprising. Normally they are so dominant in these team events. It did look like Riley Brennan, the unmistakable style of Riley Brennan, making their way around. But at the moment, they're all chasing Alexandra Headland. We will wait to see whether these waves start to stand up on this shorey, because like they have in so many races, it can play a big role. Alexandra Headland not willing to wait, because there is a wave starting to stand up out the back. Maroochydore is down it, and with that, Maroochydore will pull themselves into the second place position. So Alexandra Headland doing all they can to stay out in front, but at this point of the race, it is very, very tight. So Alex in one, BMD Northcliffe in two, Tugun is in three, Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park in four. And you can see what it means as well. It's been a big day of racing, but there is not long to go for all of our swimmers as they charge around the flag. Alexandra Headland will get the go of it. They've done the swim. We're now heading into the board leg. So Alexandra Headland will tag in 1. And what a transition, because it's quite a solid lead of a BMD Northcliffe, who is in 2. There is Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park. That is our new world board champion, Taj Andrews, on screen. He flies across the bank and he goes just as quick through the water as well. Mermaid Beach certainly within range too, as Alexandra Headland has to start to sit up. We'll check back in with Christy Munro, who is down on the sand. Christy, gee, we've been tired just covering these races. What are you seeing in these athletes at this point of the afternoon?
Absolutely right. I'm exhausted from walking just between the men's and the women's arenas. It's a little bit shallower here in the men's arena, so a little bit more bunny hopping on their boards and wading and dolphin diving in that swim leg. So as usual, a pretty typical Curra afternoon, and the waves are really throwing up heavy for this last event.
Christy, we're seeing different conditions across both our men's and women's arenas. Is there a distinct line that you think our board paddlers might opt for on the way back in, or is it all about just catching those runs where they can?
I think it's changing every minute, so I'd say they'll just be picking the shortest line in and trying to get, as we see those little runners popping up from those swim cans.
Thank you very much, Christy. We can't wait to see that play out, because there has been a little bit of a reshuffle in terms of proceedings at the front of the race too. Alexandra Headland had things all on their own. Now they've been joined and passed by BMD Northcliffe. Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park is right there as well. So that field is now starting to wake their way along the back of the field as well, as they start to head back to shore too. So it is Northcliffe, Alex, Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park who is out in front. But let's head back down to Christy, because she's standing by with a champion Taplin Ocean woman team rather of our own. It's the women's champions, Burleigh Head Mowbray Park.
It is the women's youth champions. Congratulations. I'll start with you because you're the closest here. That was a really tight board tussle. Did you know how tricky that wave was? And I guess that was where you held it and your fellow opposition lost it just on that shore.
Yeah, well, I knew that it was going to be close. I knew that it's quite a short, like the swim's short and the board's short. I knew that I had to get as much of a lead for Jazzy as I could. And when I got down that wave, I knew if I didn't get down that wave, then I wasn't going to pass to her in the lead. So I just had to do whatever I could to get down that wave. And yeah, luckily I did. So that was great.
It was an absolutely polished performance. You were the team that made no errors. And
Racing 3.
Going around the cans, yeah, and then when we were coming in, I looked to my right and I had, I think, 2 people coming up on me, so I ended up coming up third and I was a little bit scared.
And Jazzy, the wave certainly picked it up for that last ski leg, but you didn't look phased at all.
Oh, you know, I was feeling a bit worried if you saw me glancing behind me a few too many times, but fortunately or unfortunately, depending on who you were, I came in by myself and the girls behind me were quite unlucky. So, yeah, we're happy.
Out in front, stayed out of trouble, and you are the world champions. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, Christy. 3 very happy team, 3 very happy athletes there from Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park. That smile could get even bigger because their men's team is in this race right now. In fact, they are through that short ump, which is more than can be said for the rest of their rivals as well, because it has been very, very interesting to see the way that race was shaken up through that break. And now it looks as though we're looking at a race in 2. BMD Northcliffe and Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park going stroke for stroke. Like the women's, this is the first time that we have seen the ski paddlers in action here at the Interclub Championship, and both of those paddlers from those 2 lead clubs are looking very sharp. Look at Coogin Headland. Oh, a big wave out the back. Both of our lead teams getting over the top, but it just goes to show that this race is a long way from over. Just like in the Ocean Woman Relay, it was decided right at the closing stages, and no doubt all of our male paddlers know that as they make their way around that first turning can. It's BMD Northcliffe in 1 with a ski length lead back to Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park in 2. That is a big advantage at this point of the race. That means that Northcliffe will get the first run at the swell, at the wind on the way back in. And that could prove decisive as well. Alexandra Headland still right there in third place. Anything can happen. But BMD Northcliffe is doing everything they can to make sure that they cannot be caught. That was a big run for our paddler at the moment, and he is still on it, charging back into that shore break. We have Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park on a wave behind, a much bigger wave and something that he's able to rest and put his paddles down on. But it doesn't look like he will get the chance to catch BMD Northcliffe, because that was a race-winning effort from their ski paddler who milked that run all the way through that gutter and into the beach. It is BMD Northcliffe who is about to tag their runner, and they are about to sew up the Ocean Man World Championship title. Up and sprinting now. Our athlete from Northcliffe, he's turned the first flag, he's looked over his shoulder, and we're about to see that smile come across his face, because they are the Ocean Man Relay World Champions. In second place is Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park. There is a race on for third, and it's a tight race as well. Alexandra Headland and Currow are going head-to-head. There's going to be plenty of support from the club here. The host beach is into it too. That was one of our German competitors turning for the final leg for their team, but it will be Alexandra Headland who does get across the line. So a thrilling race, a really tight race here in the Ocean Man Relay World Championship. We can see Maroochydore, Shugan coming across the line. Coogin Headland on screen, those clubs coming thick and fast now. And great to see a smile on the face too. After what's been, it's been a hard slog, the racing here this afternoon, but it has been so rewarding for all of our athletes and competitors. Our officials doing an incredible job to make sure that we got through that program. And they've managed to do that. Our final race in the ocean here this afternoon, and it was another classic. Alexandra Headland setting the early pace in that swim leg, really putting the foot down and actually breaking away from that field as well. But although the surf isn't big, it has been quite decisive in influencing these races, because Alex decided to wade on their way back in, and then the chase pack was coming. Three competitors there. So Alexandra Headland tagged in one, BMD Northcliffe would tag in two. By the time they got to the red and yellow can, BMD Northcliffe would hit the front. Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park also shutting down that gap as those three teams went stroke for stroke throughout that board leg. It was Andrews who forced his way to the front, but he wouldn't be alone. Northcliffe and Burleigh Heads managing to catch that little wave. For Alexandra Headland, relief as that back run doubled up over the front, and it became a race in three once again. And then the sprint leg came. Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park turning those flags in one. Northcliffe was two. Alexandra Headland in three, but never far out of it. And what a performance we saw from our paddler from Northcliffe, because it was neck and neck right there. He's about to drop the hammer and put the foot down as well. It was far from one as they turned from home, but it was the ability to milk that little bit of wind swell that we've been speaking about. Christy Munro was bang on when she said that it would play a big role in determining this race. The easy option would have been to sit back and wait for the next bigger wave to bring him back to shore, but instead he did the hard work, and that is why Northcliffe are the Ocean Man Relay World Champions, and they are standing by with Christy, who's on the bench.
Thanks, Sam. I'm down here with the world champs for the second time today. Congratulations. This one's a special one today, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good to get around in a race with the boys and get it done. It was a close race until Tiago came on the ski and just boosted Burleigh, so it's pretty good.
You had an absolutely phenomenal panel. We saw you get down that runner from a fair way out. Did you know that was enough to get it done?
No, I could see it doubling up and then the waves coming behind. I was stressing, but all the work came from the swim and the board at the start, so I just had to hold it.
go from there.
And it's pretty special. I know this is not your home beach, but your home beach is not too far away. It must be a nice feeling to have a World Championship so close to home.
Yeah, it's great. Good just training close and coming close, easy.
Finishing across the line there to claim the gold medal, to claim the World Championships. Was that something pretty special?
Yeah, it was pretty good. I was lucky I was on the last run leg and the rest of the team doing all the work for me.
That's all right. You got to claim the glory. It was a great team effort. Congratulations. Big wave down the camera.
Thank you, Christy, and congratulations to BMD Northcliffe Surf Life Saving Club as well. Perhaps a little bit short on words at times, and for good reason too, because that has been a very, very, very big afternoon of racing, and that is where we will be leaving our ocean events. That is the end of the ocean program here this afternoon, but we still have 2 more races to go, and they are the Beach Sprint World Championship Finals. They've made their way through the rounds on the beach track, and now we are down to our final 8. It is Lily Alford from Surfers Paradise, Pippi Barlow from Maroochydore, Eve Abrahams from Fishhook Surf Life Saving Club in South Africa, Misha Boniface from Mollymook, Josie Holmes from Noosa Heads, Zara Buckley from Sorrento in Western Australia, Phoebe Doran from Swansea Belmont, and so too Emerson Leadbeater. We saw Swansea Belmont win the Beach Relay Championship yesterday, and now both of those athletes have the chance to go back-to-back, but it certainly won't be easy. In the semi-finals, we saw Josie Holmes from Noosa take a win, and then in the second semi, it was Phoebe Doran from Swansea who managed to claim victory there, but all of those races were very, very tight. So we know that we are in for another thriller in just a few minutes' time. The all-important preparation to build out those blocks and make sure that they are set is currently underway up on the beach track. And the atmosphere has been unreal at the beach track as well. There has been a big crowd of supporters and also passers-by that have been stopping too. It is an absolute hotspot here at Kurrawa Surf Life Saving Club. If you are in the area and you haven't come down, make sure you do across the weekend, because our live site has been pumping. The beach track is right there to be enjoyed as well, and the competition has been world class, as you would expect at a world championship. That is Alford from Surfers Paradise in lane number 1. She will be on the bottom of screen on the drone cam. A reminder of our lanes from the bottom heading up to the far side of screen. Alfred from Surfers, Barlow from Maroochydore, Abrahams from Fishhook, Boniface from Mollymook, Holmes from Noosa Heads, Buckley from Sorrento, Doran from Swansea Belmont, and Leadbeater from Swansea Belmont. As I mentioned in the first semi, it was Holmes from Noosa Heads who took the win ahead of Buckley from Sorrento, Barlow from Maroochydore, and Boniface from Mollymook. In the second semi, it was Doran from Swansea Belmont ahead of Abrahams from Fishhook, Leadbeater from Swansea Belmont, and Alfred from Surfers Paradise. But all of that means little now that you're once into the World Championship final. 8 athletes are about to fight it out over the best part of 15 seconds, if that, to claim the title of being the world champion. So we're not too far away from the start now. Our athletes is being given a little bit of time to prepare and make sure that they are happy with the blocks that they have set up, and also that they're comfortable with what's lying in front of them in the track. Of course, that was something that we saw a little bit yesterday in those beach relays. A couple of athletes, unfortunately, going down, tumbling, particularly through that middle section of the course as they start to try and stride out and find that rhythm after their explosive starts. So that is one of the challenges. That is one of the things that we love about beach sprinting as well. A number of our athletes run across both sand and the track too. But if you've grown up in beach sprint racing, you never want to leave it. And now their chance to write their names into history in the battle to become the world female beach sprint champion. and they are away. It's a clean start. It looks as though it was Doran from Swansea Belmont who made the best of it. Now you can see Alfred from Surfers Paradise on the bottom of the screen. Here comes Noosa Heads. It's going to be incredibly tight. Too tight to call from the camera. It was an incredible second 50 from Josie Holmes from Noosa Heads. She certainly came back to Doran from Swansea Belmont. On the live angle, it did look like Holmes would get there, but that lunge into the line was really tight. Phoebe Doran flying out of the blocks from Swansea Belmont. For a while there, we had Leadbeater from Swansea Belmont coming back through as well. You can see second in from the top of frame. An explosive start from Doran, but now Holmes is about to drop the hammer. You wouldn't think that she would be able to close that gap down, but look at this last 25 meters. It was very close, but from the drone angle, which is not the official angle, it did look like Josie Holmes from Noosa Head Surf Life Saving Club did take out that race ahead of Phoebe Doran and perhaps Lily Alford from Surfers Paradise Surf Life Saving Club. It was a thrilling race, and you can hear the crowd celebrating, and that is why Josie Holmes from Noosa Head Surf Life Saving Club is the new youth world champion in the female beach sprint. That is a testament to not giving up, to running your own race and not dropping your head, because it looked like at the halfway mark that she was too far back to make a lunge at the line. But those last 20 meters, absolutely extraordinary. Phoebe Doran from Swansea Belmont Surf Life Saving Club will claim a silver medal to go with her gold in the women's beach relay. Alford from Surfers Paradise will make up the top three, but it was Josie Holmes from Noosa Heads who did claim victory. Christy Munro is standing right next to her.
Thanks, Sam. I'm down here in all the actions next to Josie. You were kind of in the middle of the field there, halfway down from where I was standing, just powered home. Was that the race plan?
Oh, it was, but I didn't have the best start, but I just made it up in the middle and at the end.
The race was just long enough for you to get there with a perfect dip. It was a bit of a tight few moments, but what was that feeling when they told you you're number one?
I haven't even won Aussies yet, and I just won Worlds, so I'm really happy.
Just takes one great race to become the world champion, so congratulations. Anyone at Noosa you want to thank?
My coach Swanee. Yeah.
Big shout out to Swanee. Congratulations, go and enjoy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Christy, and congratulations to Phoebe. Yeah, little one signal there because she's just become the world champion. She could hardly believe it. Wasn't that a great moment when she reflected and said that she hasn't won Aussies yet? Now she's a world champion, and that is a result of hard work. You can clearly see in the way that she finished that race that she has put in the work. To hit the line like that was nothing short of extraordinary. They are our full results. It was Holmes ahead of Doran, Alford, Pippi Barlow from Maroochydore in fourth place ahead of Leadbeater, Buckley, Boniface and Abrahams from Fishhook Surf Life Saving Club as well. Josie Holmes, our world champion in the female beach sprint, and now it's the men's turn to try and do just that. In lane number one, the bottom of the screen when the race gets underway, Scurra from Morty Alec, 2, Sorensen from North Cronulla, Kincaid from Foster. We may not have time to get through that full start list because they are in the judges' hands and they are about to get underway in this final as well. And they are off and racing. It's the northern side of the line that did get the best of it as well. Maroochydore is pushing the pace at this point, but there is not much between them. The flare from the sun makes things quite difficult. It might have been Clifton Surf Life Saving Club who got there from lane 6. However, that was a very tight finish. Clifton Surf Life Saving Club, they won the beach relay yesterday. And now it looks like they have done the double. And Jake Hutton from Clifton Surf Life Saving Club has a huge smile on his face. He's trying to keep things reserved at the moment. Maroochydore looked like they got the best of it. We had both Tom Bassford and Tom Johnston on the outside as well. But it was Hutton who had his head slightly in front from the start. Bassford came back at him, but Hutton just keeping his stride nice and consistent. Oh, that is far too close to call from the camera. It does look like to the naked eye that Hutton might have got there, but that lunge is going to be all important on the southern side of screen. We can see Sorensen from North Cronulla, Kincaid from Foster Surf Lifesaving Club, with a bit of heartbreak just going down in those final stages, like we've spoken about with Christy before that race started, that it was going to be very tough to split them there, and it was all about staying on your feet. So some nervous moments there for our field as the officials take on the all-important job. A very nervous wait for Hutton and Basford. That's Jake Hutton from Clifton Surf Life Saving Club on the left of frame there. In lane 7 is Tom Basford. He's on the right, currently having a chat with Tom Johnston, his club mate. And now the wait continues. For good reason, our officials certainly don't want to be celebrating this one too early, because there is so much at stake. A world champion, Jake Hutton, he won the semi-final. He progressed through in that place. Interestingly, Tom Basford finished second in that first semi-final behind Dylan Kincaid from Foster, who bit of disappointment from lane 3. He should be so proud of the way of the championships that he's put together, but just going down on the line there when he was battling it out for that bronze medal position. Some very nervous moments here. Some stern looks on the faces of our officials. Christy, I'm feeling nervous sitting here and waiting. What is it like on the sand?
It's very silent down here at the moment, Sam. Everyone is just waiting for that official huddle to come away and declare a winner. From where I was standing, it did look like lane 6, but I'm on a bit of an angle on the finish line here, so it's obviously a lot closer than we could tell for the amount of time that they're spending looking at that video replay.
Christy, look quite similar on the camera angle as well. Jake Hutton from Clifton Surf Life Saving Club, regardless of where he's finished, if it's first or second, he looked so strong throughout. He did look to have the advantage right throughout that race.
Yeah, look, I think they're going to be stoked with a medal. They're going to be on the podium. He's come a long way for this one.
Yeah, that's right.
So, yeah, it's a very, very nervous wait for all of the boys. Just all eyes are on the officials. They're coming away from their huddle, so I think we're close to a result.
Christy, we'll stay down with you if you can bring us that winner when it is announced down there on the sand, because it's been delivered now.
Clifton.
So Jake Hutton from Clifton Surf Life Saving Club has been crowned world champion of the youth men's beach sprint. That is to go with his relay result as well. It does not get any better from the man from South Africa, Cape Town. He's come a long way and he certainly made the trip worth it. That was an unbelievable run. It was Kobe Sorensen who gets second, but we will bring those full results in a moment. Christy Munro, you're with the new world champion.
I'm down here with Jake. We've said you've come a long way for that gold medal to be crowned world champion. You had to wait a little bit longer on the finish line, but it must be a great feeling.
Yeah, it's amazing, especially after Worlds when I got pinched for first, but I came back and I got what I was meant to get.
It's been a big week and a half of racing. You've obviously raced for your national team, now racing here for your club. I know you're very desperate to get to your teammates. You've got some really excited supporters behind me here, but is anyone you want to say thanks to?
I definitely want to say thank you to my home club, Big Bear, my coaches, and my physios helped me along the whole journey to get to where I am today. And also a big thank you to Clifton Surf. Yeah.
Well, congratulations. You're the world champ. I'm going to let you go and celebrate.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Christy, and congratulations to Jake Hutton. No doubt we're about to see some celebrations as well. You could hear the noise that his team from Clifton Surf Life Saving Club were doing. He gets the congratulations from the great Phil McGibbon, who called it on the beach, and that is the result as well. Look how much it means as he gets hoisted into the air. That is one of the best moments that we have seen at the World Championships. Jake Hutton from Clifton Surf Lifesaving Club in South Africa is the new youth men's world champion. He finished ahead of Kobe Sorensen from North Cronulla in 2. Tom Johnston from Maroochydore got the bronze medal. Head to liveheats.com for all of those results. And that is the end of the action here at Kurrawa Beach on day 2 of the Interclub Teams World Championship as well. That was our opening day of ocean events, and it has been an incredible afternoon as well. Thank you to our officials for getting through what has been a jam-packed program. Thank you to our athletes who have put on a show. And if that was thrilling enough, we still have one more day to go. We'll see you tomorrow morning here at Kurrawa Beach on the Gold Coast for the final day of the Interclub Youth World Championships for 2024.